Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. It's Trevor here, and in today's video I'm going to give you 6 different alternatives to Shopify payments as a payment gateway for your Shopify website. Now we're going to jump into some of the alternatives to Shopify payments. Main reasons why we want to steer away from Shopify payments is that Shopify payments does put holds in the beginning for new people, new dropshippers, or new people making sales on Shopify and receiving payments via Shopify payments. Usually there's holds of 25 to 30% of your total balance, and when scaling, this could be massive and could be a bigger headache than PayPal holding your balance for 21 days. So we want to stay away from Shopify payments in the beginning, and then we can move back to Shopify payments if we do choose to, once we establish some sales history with Shopify, or if you have a larger budget, then you can use Shopify payments. So all of these gateways inside of this video are not going to be all available in your country. I will be leaving some links to the actual gateways in the supported countries, and if your country isn't supported there, unfortunately there isn't much I can do, but I'm going to leave a link Shopify payment gateways that they support. So on screen here, if you go to shopify.com/payment-gateways, I'll leave a link to this as well inside the description. And you want to scroll down and find your designated continent. So I'm in North America, and we're going to click on United States. You're going to get a list of different payment providers or payment gateways that are supported with Shopify, and you can basically just look one up and do a bit of research. Maybe find some threads on Reddit and some forums and read up about the actual payment provider and if they have any problems or not, and then try them out and see but always have a backup payment gateway just in case. So the first alternative to Shopify payments is going to be Stripe. Now personally, I really like Stripe. Their user interface is really easy to understand. I'm not going to log in right now, but they are supported by Shopify in a lot of different brands. The main benefit of Stripe is that they don't hold your money like PayPal or Shopify payments does. Holds are usually only 2 days in most cases. Stripe does have pretty decent customer support, and during disputes, they have a really easy way of actually filing evidence for that dispute. Now, if you go to, I'm gonna bring it over here, stripe.com/global, you're going to be able to see the supported countries for Stripe. Now, if your country is on this list, go ahead and use Stripe. This is by far my number 1 recommendation for your payment gateway that you should use besides Shopify payments. So if your country is on this list, go ahead and use Stripe. Highly recommend them. They're really easy to work with and use, and this is my number 1 recommendation for any new Shopify store that I open up. Go straight install Stripe right away. Super easy. I've been really liking Stripe so far. Now the next one on the list is one that I don't really recommend you guys use, but for some people they want to do it anyways, and it's going to be PayPal. Right? PayPal holds your service, holds your money sometimes in the beginning. After you provide tracking, they should be released within 24 to 48 hours of the tracking showing that it's delivered. Now with PayPal, like I always said, proceed with caution. PayPal is a company that I despise. I try to avoid them at all costs because they hold your money, they give you problems, and for dropshipping, PayPal is a definite nightmare, and trust me on this. And you don't want to be using PayPal if you have to, but for some people they want to use PayPal anyways, and it's for those people that have large established brands. They might want to try to use PayPal just because customers feel secured when they see the pay with PayPal button on the checkout screen. But if you don't use PayPal, that doesn't mean that your customers isn't going to trust your website. You may lose a few conversions, but overall it shouldn't affect your conversion rates too much at all. But if you do want to use PayPal, make sure you withdraw your money every single day. You don't want to get locked up for 180 days because that's a big problem with PayPal and e-commerce in general. 3 is going to be authorized.net. Now authorized.net, personally, I've seen a lot of people use not just in e-commerce but actually in local businesses like restaurants, bars. They use authorized.net. So I do have a little experience with authorized.net, and I would recommend authorized.net if you can't get approved for Stripe or you have problems with Stripe. Now authorized.net isn't supported in every single country. They're only mainly supported they're supported actually in the United States, Canada, the UK, Europe, and Australia. So if you're in any other countries like in South America or different other countries, then unfortunately you can't use authorized.net. But if you are in any of those, then go ahead and use authorized.net if you can't get approved or get Stripe working, because my number one recommendation is just to use Stripe right off the bat. Now authorized.net does charge 2.9% plus 30 cents, and this is pretty standard. This is the same rate as PayPal, but actually PayPal is raising their rates as of very recently, but that was PayPal's old rates, and I believe that is Stripe's rate as well. So the rates, you're not going to be paying extra for authorized.net, and authorized.net is a very trusted payment gateway, not just from e-commerce owners but by a lot of other people as well. Alright, so let's jump on to payment gateway number 4, and it's going to be Coinbase Commerce. Now Coinbase Commerce is something new, and you're not going to be receiving payments in fiat. And what fiat is just basically US dollars, Great British pounds, Australian dollars, Canadian dollars. You're going to be receiving it in crypto. It could be Bitcoin, it could be I'm pretty sure it's going to be only Bitcoin or Ethereum. But Coinbase Commerce is basically, it shows a demo right here. Customers can use crypto to pay on your website. Now see, it looks like it showed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USD coin. So those are the coins you'll most likely be receiving into your Coinbase wallet. Now one thing with crypto is there's going to be hefty fees with withdrawing them. Now the fees depends on the platform that you're withdrawing. So this is going to be Coinbase. You're going to be needing to research the Coinbase fees. Now I do know there is Coinbase Pro, but I don't know if they support Coinbase Commerce. So you may need to do some research into that. But you should only use Coinbase Commerce as a second alternative. Let's say you have Stripe and you want to add a Coinbase Commerce. You shouldn't have just Coinbase Commerce, because that limits your potential reach of how many people actually know about crypto and are able to pay with crypto in general. So you can add Coinbase Commerce. Is it recommended? I wouldn't use it right now, but it could be relevant in the future as cryptocurrency gets more adoption. This is Coinbase Commerce, and feel free to use them if you would like to. Just don't use them as your primary payment gateway. Now on to the 5th one, and it's going to be 2checkout.com. Now 2checkout.com is something that I don't really use or have heard of until recently. So 2checkout, the transaction fees are a bit higher than Stripe and authorized.net. It's going to be 3.5%. I'm pretty sure it shows on the website right here under pricing. Yeah, it shows 3.5% plus 35 cents per successful sale. So it is a bit higher than authorized.net, but this with 2checkout, they do support a lot more countries, over 200 countries, I believe, compared to just 40 with Stripe. So if your country doesn't support Stripe, then you could see if you are able to sign up with 2Checkout because they support a lot more countries. Now I'm going to show you the link for 2Checkout and their supported countries. So we have 37 North America, 61 in Europe, APAC, not sure what that is, but there's more countries, Africa, Middle East, and some more right here, and these are LATAM. So it seems like there are roughly 200 countries and territories to choose from, so a lot more than Stripe and Authorize.net. So feel free to check out 2Checkout if your country isn't supported with all the other payment gateways. Now the last one is going to be actually two payment gateways. It's going to be Google Pay and Apple Pay. Now the main reason why I'm putting this on the list is because more and more people are actually adopting Google Pay and Apple Pay, since more stores, like retail stores, are accepting them. Online stores having them is just as important. So again, offer these as alternatives to Stripe because you don't want to be only accepting Google Pay or Apple Pay. This also, with Google Pay and Apple Pay, you're gonna get a little bit less abandoned carts from mobile users, because if mobile users have Apple Pay or Google Pay, instead of having to whip out their credit card, they could just use Apple Pay and Google Pay, saving them time to go grab their wallet. And overall, it should boost conversion rates at scale, very slightly. At scale, it should give you a little bit more revenue, but if you're not doing that much numbers, then I wouldn't really worry about it. But you can add Apple Pay and Google Pay to your Shopify brand, and it should improve the mobile experience, as they don't have to type in their credit card information, and it just autofills and just makes the checkout experience so much more seamless. So this means less friction, less time to have to think about the product. Then it should equal higher conversion rates and more conversions in general. So hopefully you enjoyed all of these 6 payment gateways. If you have any other suggestions, leave them down below inside the comments. Feel free to leave any other suggestions for videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.